I'm fighting algorithms, not people. So some of the things I say in these videos, if it's a certain name, I have to say it cryptically. And I really hope that you guys will understand who I'm talking about when I say it cryptically. Don't ever listen to anything I tell you guys to do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a guy on the internet who makes videos. These are also articles that nobody's speaking about, and I feel people should know. This is the Daily Reports with Casper the Vile Muse. I read the articles that you scroll past the headlines of, so you don't have to. These videos contain information you would not normally see, or that you just don't pay too much attention to. I go a little bit more into detail so you don't have to, or you can actually go and do the research on yourself. These are also articles that nobody's speaking about, and I feel people should know. Mr. Kanye Yeezy West officially announced that he's running for president. He hasn't filed any paperwork, but he's consulting Jared Kushner and Joe Biden for what he should do. This comes after a 4-hour interview with Forbes in which he talks about he's not going to be running under the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, but under a birthday party. Because when he wins, he says it's going to be everybody's birthday. GOP state lawmaker in Ohio, which is just one of the few states experiencing CV19 case spikes, urges his constituents to stop getting tests. This comes via Facebook.
We know that we cannot continue with those metrics and continue to open up businesses in Texas. With the skyrocketing number of positive cases of COVID-19, with the skyrocketing record-setting number of people who are hospitalized every single day in Houston as well as around the state of Texas, with a positivity rate now of 14% of those testing positive for COVID-19, we know that we cannot continue with those metrics and continue to open up businesses in Texas.
We're really pointing out the best way you can protect yourself, but particularly protect our most vulnerable and slow the spread, is to avoid closed spaces, crowded places, and close contact settings. And sometimes that can be all three.
The Supreme Court ruled on Wednesday that most religious schools are exempted from the discrimination claims at most jobs. Doubling down on the autonomy, religious employers have the free right to choose their leaders. Meaning if you don't fit with that organization's purpose or agenda or cause, then you are allowed to be relieved of your position without justified cause. Harvard University and Massachusetts Institute of Technology filed a lawsuit on Wednesday against the President T administration that would bar all foreign students from remaining in the United States if all the university's courses were moved to online due to the CV pandemic. President T's old allegations about how former President B. Obama cheated his way through school. It looks a little awkward in the light shortly after President T's niece, Mary Trump, is set to release a book in which she talks about how President T paid his classmates or friends in order to take his SATs so he can pass through college. Chinese state media accuses American leaders of pushing the world towards conflict due to their Beijing skeptic policies and abandonment of military diplomacy, farming Beijing as the victims of Washington, D.C.'s aggressive foreign policies. Off-duty Langston University cop shoots at customer in the Del City, Oklahoma Walmart parking lot after accusing the customer of stealing a grill. My heart goes out to the family. I'm really sorry. I'm sick of seeing people who don't deserve what they're being treated like. Tuesday, a surveillance video was released of 7 youth facility staff members restraining a young black boy who later died because he threw a sandwich. The boy was only 16. Cornelius Fredrickson was his name. Several men, grown men at that, or supposed to be at least grown, holding down his arms, legs, and sitting and or laying on his torso and abdominal area. Unfortunately, the boy was screaming, "I can't breathe," and they still stayed there.
The Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office said the charges authorized today focus on the people most closely responsible for the teen's death. Now, we do know that during the state's investigation that several staff members restrained the teen after he threw food in a youth home's cafeteria.
Ma'am? Yes, I'm here. Hey, tell me exactly what happened. We had a student that was in a restraint, and we didn't know he was unresponsive.
That's the call being made to 911 while 16-year-old Cornelius Fredericks was lying unresponsive at Lakeside Academy in Kalamazoo. According to state investigators, staff waited 12 minutes to call for help or start CPR. 12 minutes past is how long staff wrongfully restrained the teen before he lost consciousness, the report says. The investigation by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says the teen did not demonstrate an imminent threat of harm to himself or others for him to be restrained. Staff restrained him after he threw a sandwich.
With regard to other staff that was present and participated in the restraint, or failure to take subsequent action during the restraint or after. We're continuing to look at those people. Further or additional charges are possible, maybe.
The report says one staff member threw Cornelius to the ground and 6 or 7 others held him down. In a civil suit against Lakeside and Sequel Youth Services, the attorney representing the late teen's estate alleges the 16-year-old screamed, "I can't breathe." He went into cardiac arrest and died 2 days later on May 1st. The Kalamazoo County medical examiners list the cause of death as restraint asphyxiation. The state report says neither staff, a nurse, or supervisors who were present corrected the staff members involved.
It's been 2 months, right? This took place on April 29th, and this young man died on May 1st, and we're standing here on June 24th. We needed to make sure that we assessed the case and responsibility and took action as soon as possible against those we felt were most responsible.
Kalamazoo County prosecutor says the charges authorized today, the 3 former staff members, Michael Mosley, Zachary Solis, and Heather McLogan, all face manslaughter and child abuse charges. Giddings says there could be more charges pending the investigation. Reporting in Kalamazoo, Tavares Haywood, News Channel 3.